So when I was in high school, I wrote a paper that did fairly well about the probability of American citizens being able to successfully overthrow the American government. And with everything going on in the world, I think it's time we read the paper. So we're going to start here. I don't care whether you love guns or hate them. The truth is that Americans are the most heavily armed civilian population in the world. Statistically, for every 100 American citizens, there's 120 guns. That means there are more guns than people. And for that exact same statistic, just to put it into perspective for you, in Canada, it's only 35 guns for every 100 people. And for the UK, it's only 4 guns for every 100 people. So 120 guns for 100 people is actually insane. So let's talk about compliance. So when it comes to compliance in relation to coups and government overthrows, I think people expect that to overthrow government, you have to have everybody on your side. And that's just not true. The state of Texas alone has 30 million people. That's more than the entire population of Australia. We need about one state's worth of people for the government to not be able to ignore it. Then comes the conversation of, well, wouldn't the military just be weaponized against us and they would just pull out all these drones and tanks and military grade weapons, and what would we do? So there's 2 million people in the military in the United States. There's about 1.3 million active duty and about 800,000 reservists. Those 2 million people are not going to be able to control and obliterate all 330 million of us. Okay? Hate to break it to you, but they're not going to be able to control every city, every street, every building. It's just not realistic. Another factor to remember is that the troops are American citizens. So it's very also unrealistic to assume that all 2 million of them would want to fight against their own country. A lot of people who have joined the military to fight for our country, when presented with the idea of weaponizing against their own citizens, are going to say absolutely the fuck not. Another thing to take into consideration is that history shows that military strength does not equal control. My father fought Operation Iraqi Freedom. When we went to Iraq and Afghanistan, we struggled. And they are a lot weaker and a lot smaller than we are. Here's the next catch. We're not united. We're too busy fighting red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat. We're sitting here going nose to nose with each other while the government is right under us, doing whatever the fuck they want and laughing at us, literally. And that's what they want. It's so much easier that we fight with each other instead of with them. That's literally why they have a two-party system in place, which, matter of fact, our founding fathers said that a two-party system would be dangerous for democracy. There's something that actually Republicans and Democrats actually all agree on. Distrust. 80% of Americans do not trust the American government. And that's not a random number, that is a statistic. That means that 4 out of 5 of us, no matter what party, don't trust the system. The real question isn't really, could the government be overthrown? It's, how much longer are we going to stay divided? One thing that the government fears more than anything is unity. Because when we stop fighting with each other, who do we have to fight with then?